can be great kings. That time now wasting, no more debating. Today, our future creating. Here I'm stating, we want the rating.
All right, let's switch it up now and focus the cricket inside these last few minutes of the SportsMax Zone. In just over 24 hours, the first ball of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup will be bowled in the United States of America in a matchup between the host and sporting rivals, Canada. 4 groups of 5 teams will contest the group stage, with the top 2 from each group advancing to the Super 8 phase. This is how the groups look. So Group A has Canada, Ireland, India, Pakistan and the USA. What about Group B? We have Australia, England, Namibia, Oman and Scotland. Group C has Afghanistan, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Uganda and our very own West Indies. What about Group D? Bangladesh, Nepal, Netherlands, South Africa and Sri Lanka. All right, well, the Windies played their lone official warm-up fixture against 9-man Australia on Thursday night at the Queen's Park Oval in Trinidad and Tobago, winning by 35 runs. Well, batting first, the Windies piled on 257 for 4 in 20 overs, with Nicholas Pooran on return from the Indian Premier League smashing a 25-ball 75, and captain Rovman Powell, also on IPL return, hitting 52. Adam Zampa was the best Aussie bowler, taking 2 for 62, while Tim David and Ashton Agar had a wicket each. In reply, Josh Inglis hit 55 and Nathan Ellis 39, as the 2021 champs were restricted to 222 for 7 of their allotment. But Gurikesh Moti and Alzari Joseph led the bowling for the West Indies, taking 2 wickets each. Well, who do we have today? Nikhil Uttamchandani. He was on commentary at that match and he joins us via Zoom to give his outlook on the tournament. Nikhil, I heard the Queen's Park Oval was buzzing with excitement. My sister was there, a lot of my friends were there. What did we miss?
Yeah, it was really exciting, Maria. I think obviously there's no World Cup matches at the Queen's Park Oval this year, so I think the fans living in sort of town and Port of Spain wanted to still come out and celebrate. It was a holiday, so good planning by the West Indies to have it on that day. And yeah, great cricket, entertaining cricket in Australia, who were very short-handed, missing probably 5 or 6 of their frontline players, still got up to 220, which I thought was a bit of a concern. But in terms of a fan package and entertainment prize, it was plenty boundaries as you can expect. A very good pitch for batting at the Queen's Park Oval. And yeah, good action, good T20 action, good start in going into the World Cup.
Yeah, and how was it for the commentators, yourself including? Because Nicholas Pooran was on fire, Rovman Powell was on fire, and I can go on, but I just want to single out these 2 because we didn't get to see them at Sabina Park.
Yeah, it was fun, to be honest. Fun to commentate, to see the West Indies back at full strength. This is a team that's obviously, as you know, Maria, played together for about 2 years. What I would say, though, I see a lot of people, celebrating the 257, and look, it's a great achievement, but I don't want to take too much from it. Australia only had 5 bowlers, one of which was Tim David. I don't expect Tim David to bowl his full quota of 4 overs in any game of this T20 World Cup. They missed Stoinis, they missed Glenn Maxwell, Stark, Cummins, the list goes on. And also, Pooran was dropped by Australian assistant coach Brad Hodge. So, again, I don't want to take too much into it, but you have to play what's in front of you, and the West Indies did that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I actually thought about that because, before I come on the show, I always think about the possible scenarios that I'll be faced with. And I was waiting for somebody to tell me, Mariah, don't be too happy about it because, it was not a full-strength team. And that would have been my response, Nikhil. We can only play what we have in front of us. And, of course, West Indies definitely came out to play. What would you say is the biggest takeaway, though, with preparation in the back of our mind, because we get ready for World Cup action? What was your biggest positive takeaway?
I think intent. Yesterday, Brandon King rested as well as Roston Chase, and it allowed Shea Hook to go up the order. Very first ball he faced, it was the first ball of the innings against the spin of Ashton Agar. He took it on, and there were questions around, his intent, and if he goes up to the top of the order, can he still bat the same way? What you saw from him and Rutherford, obviously Pooran, Rovman Powell, who got runs. Everybody who came in, it just that the West Indies have committed to this plan of, look, we are going to go hard from ball 1 to ball 120. We bat our depth, and we think that we will have enough come, even if it gets down to 9 and 10 and we're in a spot of bother, we still want to play that fearless way. Now look, it is a warm-up game. There's no real pressure involved, but this is the way the West Indies have played it for the last 2 years, and to see them go through in this warm-up game against a quality Australian team and still play that way, I thought it was admirable. So that was my biggest takeaway, to see how the other guys put in different positions still sort of play that fearless brand of cricket.
Yeah, you said a couple of minutes ago, Nikhil, that it was a little concerning for you that the Aussies scored as many runs as they did, 222. I know that we go into the World Cup feeling that batting is really our strong point and there's some issues with our bowling. Can you expand on the point that you just made, that you thought it was a little concerning, your exact words, that the Aussies scored so heavily? Yeah,
I did, Lance. I think, first of all, I want to say it was extremely wet. There was a lot of rain in Trinidad in the last 2 days. The dew factor was quite heavy. So that's the one thing. So you can expect the likes of Akil Hussain. Moti was very good, I thought, even with the wet ball. But I think there are concerns. They went to the pace of Shamar Joseph and Alzari Joseph together in the power play, and they went for runs. Joseph, I think, went for 10 and then got David Warner out, which was really good to see how he sort of responded to that pressure. But at the end of the day, the West Indies are going to have to win this World Cup by their execution when it comes to the ball in hand. And I thought even at the back end of the innings, they sort of relaxed a bit and allowed Nathan Ellis to get away. He got 39. And I'm sure they'll say it's a warm-up game, not much planning has gone into it, which is fine. But I still think it sort of highlights the overall problem going into this World Cup, or I should not say problem, more weakness going into this T20 World Cup, and that's the bowling. I was very happy to see Obed McCoy again. He built on a very impressive Jamaica series. Pick up the bowlers for me, subtle variations, back up the hands, throw balls, but they're going to have to find a way to continuously get wickets once at the new ball and then at the back end of the innings.
Yeah, and with the retirement of a Dwayne Bravo, we have had the issue of death bowling, Nikhil, and there is the issue that there is no identifiable player in the current West Indies roster that you can depend on. I get the feeling that Obed McCoy's insertion in place of Jason Holder was partly to address that, because we think Obed McCoy, at his best, is a pretty solid death bowler.
Yeah, certainly, Lance. That was the exact reasoning. And if you look at McCoy when he's been at his best, not battling injuries, 2021, where I think he took the most wickets of his career, most of them came at the back end, and there was those variations. He's got a few different types of slower balls, which is what makes him very valuable at the back end. The back of the hand slow ball, he can bowl to the right-handers. He can bowl the off-cuts to the left-handers, both go away off the pitch. And then, of course, he can go sort of pace on. He has height. He's 6'4", 6'5", so he gets that extra bounce as well. And what I saw last night under pressure as well was just, again, commitment to a plan. Did it against South Africa. I think in that third T20 International, he was back at his best. And just talking to him, he feels he's in a really good rhythm. I'm just trying to figure out, how do you fit him into the 11? I think it may have to be at the expense of maybe an all-rounder or an Alzari Joseph, which is going to be a really tough decision.
Yeah, and before you go, Nikhil, Papua New Guinea on Sunday, not expected to hold any terrors for this pretty strong West Indies team, and the appetite for cricket in Guyana extremely strong. What would please you on Sunday with the West Indies performance?
I think a comprehensive win. I think there's a possibility we could see Shamar Joseph and Alzari Joseph. There may be a thinking that says Papua New Guinea are not used to facing that type of pace. Let's go at them with that 150 kilometers per hour pace. But I think there's been rain around in Guyana. Just hearing about the conditions, that pitch could be on not softer side, but there could be some moisture in it. So you could want to play all three of your spinners. But I think what I would more want to see is just clinical. Be clinical. Let's just get through the first game. No real scares. And it's a team that they should dominate when it comes to experience. Let's dominate these first two games, and I think it'll do a lot for their confidence when you have to come up against the likes of Afghanistan, New Zealand, because in my opinion, you have to win those games, both of them, if you want to get to the semi-finals.
Yeah, well, Nikhil, of course, we're looking forward to the World Cup. We're also looking forward to continuously chatting with you as we try to keep up with your predictions. I saw you posted something. I didn't get to see the details of it, but I saw you posted something about who will make the 11, so I'll hold you to that.
All right, I'm not going to say any predictions until I'm asked.
All right. Well, Nikhil, take care. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll be back to work on Monday. We'll talk soon.
Cheers, guys. Enjoy the World Cup.
All right. You too. Nikhil Uttamchandani there, of course, our cricket commentator and analyst, and he's in line to become one of our prediction gurus. Let's see. Break time.
One chance is
is everything we've waited for. It's our time, so let me take it home.